The group arrived at Questioning Mountain, feeling nothing out of the ordinary. Only Mongu noticed a significant decline in his strength, with all indicators aligning more closely with those around him. The ancient tribal blood within his body had calmed down, no longer providing an endless supply of power. They looked at each other and finally turned to Mongu, the strongest among them. "I'll go first," Mongu said, seeing everyone's gaze on him. He stepped forward without any hesitation, taking on the role as the first contestant. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, up to Level 10. Mongu walked easily for the first 10 levels. Starting from Level 11, the pressure became apparent. He felt a stone slab weighing down his back, and the heavier it got, the higher he climbed. But it was still within his limits. He continued climbing. Mongu took 2 deep breaths to steady himself before moving on to Level 20. By Level 20, Mongu's steps grew increasingly difficult, and his pace slowed down significantly. At Level 29, sweat began to bead on his back, soaking through his clothes. He stopped to catch his breath and rested against the stairs. "Even sitting feels heavy," Mongu gritted his teeth, muttering to himself as he was too tired to speak. All he had done was change from carrying a stone slab while standing to now doing so while seated. Regaining strength was slow. Seeing HOW Chinese letter Mongu's climb was, everyone realized the mountain would be hard to ascend and felt a sinking sensation in their hearts. Someone said gravely, "I've heard from our elders about similar places. Questioning Mountain can test one's quest for enlightenment. The purer your heart, the firmer your resolve, and the more pure your quest becomes." Mongu, coming from an ancient tribe known for his single-mindedness, even he is struggling to climb this high. We might find it even harder. "Perhaps a calming incantation can help us focus," another suggested. The third level required reaching Level 50 without needing to be among the top few. They were not competing against each other at this moment. Everyone nodded in agreement, finding this approach sensible. Their elders had taught them similar incantations for self-cultivation and mental discipline. Lu Yang opened his mouth but knew no calming incantation himself. "Should I teach you a calming incantation?" Meng Jingzhu asked. Lu Yang shook his head. "Not now, I'll think of another method." Seeing this, Meng Jingzhu did not force the incantation on Lu Yang. Meng Jingzhu emerged from a state of meditation feeling an unprecedented calmness in his mind. The calming incantation worked. Meng Jingzhu's meditation period was longer than usual. When he woke up, others were already at level 20 to 30, struggling to move forward with immense effort and dripping sweat from their faces. Large droplets of sweat rolled down their cheeks, leaving no strength for wiping them away. Some tried a different approach, thinking only the stairs would provide pressure, so they bypassed the stairs and went around the mountain to level 50. But when they reached the side of the mountain, they found this method unworkable. The entire Questioning Mountain had increasing pressure with height. Others attempted using magical artifacts, but discovered their abilities were lost. No matter how miraculous these artifacts were, they couldn't be activated and became mere pieces of scrap metal. No wonder Dai Bufan was not worried about their use of magical artifacts. Lu Yang lagged behind everyone else, most noticeable. He was barefooted, squatting at level 10, deep in thought, observing something intently. "What are you doing? Everyone else has climbed much further," Meng Jingzhu asked curiously. Lu Yang remained silent, holding a shoe in his hand. He tossed the shoe onto level 11. "Pick it up and see." Meng Jingzhu didn't understand Lu Yang's intent but complied. He found the shoe heavier than usual, as if something was pulling on it from below. Meng Jingzhu seemed to grasp some of the pattern. He tossed the shoe onto level 12 and noticed that its descent speed matched level 11, while picking it up felt even heavier. "Did you find a pattern?" Meng Jingzhu frowned. "Objects don't feel pressure unless they are in contact with the ground. Only when an object touches the ground does additional pressure come into play." "Exactly," Lu Yang said, clapping his hands together. He was pleased to find someone who shared his thoughts. Meng Jingzhu thought quickly while in a state of calm. "The stairs are inclined, and with so many trees here, we can construct a 7-shaped ladder, buried at one end and reaching level 50 from the other. Lu Yang said confidently, "Right. This third test should be about testing our wisdom. This is the standard answer." Meng Jingzhu understood Lu Yang's idea quickly and asked another question. "How do we cut down trees?" They had no axes or saws. How could they make a ladder from trees? "Do you have any sharp magical artifacts on you?" Lu Yang had thought of this. He considered working with others but found their ideas too limited. Meng Jingzhu took out a dagger. "This was given to me by our elders for self-defense, and it can be activated through mental command. Its speed is comparable to that of a golden core cultivator, though it cannot fly here." "Doesn't matter. Sharpness is enough," Lu Yang said with a smile. The Meng family's magical artifacts were far sharper than ordinary axes or saws. They brought the sharpness to cutting down trees. "Come over, I've already designed the blueprint while you were meditating." Lu Yang led Meng Jingzhu to a soft sandy area where he had drawn his design, a 7-shaped ladder. After a brief discussion, they began their work. The Meng family's dagger was indeed sharp. Large trees fell like paper before it. Soon, the two cut down and shaped tree trunks into peculiar wooden planks. Within Questioning Mountain, cultivators were just like ordinary people. Only common trees could grow here. Meng Jingzhu soon faced another problem. "How do we connect these two pieces? We don't have nails, and even if we did, they wouldn't fit such thick wood." "Have you heard of the mortise and tenon structure?" "No," Meng Jingzhu replied. Lu Yang sighed, taking over with the dagger to shape the joints into a mortise and tenon structure while explaining to Meng Jingzhu. "This protruding part is called a mortise, and this recessed part is called a tenon. Together, they form the mortise and tenon structure. The key feature of this structure is its exceptional strength without using nails." Meng Jingzhu listened intently. His family's magical artifacts were forged with spiritual energy, requiring no such structures. Above them, cultivators struggled to climb, drenched in sweat, gasping for breath, all hoping to reach level 50 and be the first to pass. Perhaps being the first would earn them favor from Tao-seeking sect and special attention. They also understood why there was no time limit. Climbing consumed too much energy. If they stayed longer, they might faint from hunger before reaching their goal. Below, Lu Yang and Meng Jingzhu worked hard, sweating profusely, felling trees and making numerous attempts until finally constructing the ladder. The ladder was oddly shaped, thinner at the top and thicker at the bottom, ending in a bend. It looked more like a giant 7 than a ladder. The once bare ground around them was now stripped of its vegetation, looking as if it had been gnawed by some enormous beast. Some Tao-seeking sect disciples secretly glanced at Dai Bufan, remembering how he loved to boast about his lush Questioning Mountain. Dai Bufan's eyes twitched involuntarily as he clenched a fist.